Now, I think there's going to be an opportunity for some questions in a few moments, but before I leave the stage and hand things back to Rini, it is a real privilege to recognize someone who really helped get me involved in the Women's Empowerment Principles, who was there at the creation, even before the creation, where we first met. You didn't know this was coming. Joan Libby-Hawk, Special Advisor of the Women's Empowerment Principles, who is going to be stepping down, has really played a pivotal role. She's been the sort of mastermind, the strategist behind these annual events. She's been really the mastermind, the strategist behind the messaging and positioning that have characterized the Women's Empowerment Principle since their onset. And while she is stepping down as Special Advisor, I have no doubt that she'll remain a WEPs advocate and will always be considered part of the WEPs family. But you could not identify a single person whose contribution to the WEPs is greater than Joan Libby-Hawk. And it's a pleasure to be able to recognize Joan today. You got a plaque. You get the stage and the plaque.
I usually just move these plaques around the world. I don't actually get to take one home. So I'm really glad I came this year. And stepping down obviously has its benefits. But really, this has been just a joy of work. And I think to the extent that we're talking about entrepreneurship, this is a very entrepreneurial initiative, and it started with a wing and a prayer. And I think what Erica just said about ideas and relationships, and that's really how we started the WEPs. We had an idea, and we knew that we needed relationships to make that idea come to life. And we didn't have the background, we didn't have like profound thought in this. It just sort of made good organizing sense. And the idea had brought so many people in with other spectacular ideas and the willingness to leverage their time and energy wherever they were. And the WEPs became sort of a mirror of great expectations and best practices, and retained its idealism about how you can bring some very complicated forces together and the need to just work on them every day and every year. And I think, as Joe said, this meeting, we see a huge blossoming of what we laid out in the beginning and what all of you have brought to the table. And it's exactly that kind of blossoming and maturity that led me to the notion that it was a great time to step aside as the special advisor to this initiative, because the conditions that sort of created that post in 2010 were vastly changed. And I think there's so much in play and there's so much in progress. And as Joe said, I stand ready to do anything I can, but I think this initiative is in the best of hands at the UN Global Compact with spectacularly talented colleagues, and also at UN Women, and with all of you, and with our spectacular leadership chairs and our leadership group. So listen, thank you. I've really, these people may not know the story of this frame, but I'll do it really briefly. It is made by Haitian artisans. We always think my initiatives always have to have a narrative. There always has to be the backstory, because otherwise, where's the fun? So this is made in Haiti. It's made from recycled steel drums by Haitian artisans. And we thought there was enough lucite in the world, and we ought to do something that was recycled and handmade and reminds us of why we do this work. So thank you very much.